Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Foodie Time. Hi, y'all. Good morning and happy TGIF. I mean, it is Friday. Yes, got a big weekend. This is the last shopping weekend. Have you bought all your presents yet? Welcome to Foodie Time. We are Connect and Grow Chat. If you typed hashtag GROW on our chat, Nightbot will show your link and people can go to your channel and check you out. And if you're not here for the live and you're here for the replay, then all I can say is please leave a comment in the replay so that we'll know you were here and be able to connect with you that way as well. So, have you bought your present yet? That's actually not the topic question of the day. If you look at the top of the poll up there, the question of the day is, do you get cruise burnout? I heard Bill talking about this on one of his shorts that just dropped recently, cruise burnout. And I'm just curious, does anybody get cruise burnout besides my husband? My husband claims that he is burnt out on cruises. And, I understand that. One year we actually took 6 cruises in one year. That's probably the most that we've ever taken. But I guess if you cruise too much, it can happen. I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts? I really want to know this because I've been trying to figure out how to deal with his cruise burnout. I've never experienced cruise burnout. For some reason, after I get off a cruise, I still want to go back on another cruise. Anybody else like that? I don't know why, but I do like coming home. Yeah, it's a good feeling to get back home. But that's only because I have to come home. That's not because I want to come home. I mean, I think that I could actually cruise for more than 10 days. I think I could without any trouble, without getting burnt out, and probably enjoying the whole time. I don't know. I think it's a different experience for guys. I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts? Do you think guys get burnt out because maybe they don't do all the stuff that you get done on cruise ships? They don't maybe do the cooking and the cleaning and all the other stuff that we get to do every day. Although some guys live alone and they do that anyway. I'm speaking of controversial cruising. I imagine his feelings about it may be different because he has to do all of his own chores and stuff. But married men usually tend to do, the other stuff. So they don't do the cooking and cleaning. Usually they do the other stuff. But I'm talking traditional household in America. I mean, nowadays there's nothing that's like set in stone. Everybody does everything. But anyway, I can tell you for sure that's why I don't mind getting or staying on a cruise, is because coming back home, always a crazy reality, y'all. You know what I'm talking about. Those of y'all who do all, I said do. Anyway, those of you who do those things, you know what I'm talking about. Uh, it's it's a kind of a sad awakening to get back home and realize that you have to still do all the stuff. Look, you still got to wash the clothes, you still got to clean the house, make up the bed, empty the dishwasher, cook food. It's a lot of stuff. Anyway, let me go to the chat. I'm just rambling at this point. Good morning. First one in the chat is part of the Foodie Squad, Tanisha. Hey, A Life with Tanisha RN. Welcome in. She's got the day of the day. Good morning. Happy National Ugly Sweater Day. Today is Ugly Sweater Day? Okay, I was telling Kathy because I couldn't find it. I still can't find it. I know it's in that closet somewhere, but I do have an ugly sweater. I haven't worn it in years. It was given to me by my stepmother. That's a kind of a weird thing. How a stepmother gave you an ugly sweater? It's like too many different fairy tales in one. But anyway, National Underdog Day. Hey, Underdog. Y'all remember the cartoon Underdog? I didn't know what an underdog was back then, but I loved Underdog, the cartoon. National Oatmeal Muffin Day. Sounds kind of good, but I love a good muffin. National Hard Candy Day. Y'all, I love cinnamon discs. I don't have any because I tend to get carried away, but I will buy some for Christmas because Christmas, I don't know about y'all, but I always buy candy for the household. My grandkids come over and I get to poison them with candy. And send them on their way. Those of you who are grandparents, you understand what I'm saying, okay? It's like, give them some candy, let them go home with their parents, and we get to spoil them all through Christmas Eve and Christmas. It's a lovely thing, y'all. Thank you, Tanisha, for those beautiful statements there, those beautiful days of the day. I love when you do that. That is so cool. Hey, it's Angie. Whatever floats your boat. Hey, girl. Hearts aren't coming out. Wonder if the thumb is working. Is the thumb working today? Let's see. Oh, yeah, the thumb is working. Thank you in advance for that thumbs up. Was that sneaky or what? Hey, Angie, how are you doing this morning? Welcome in. Welcome in. And also, Josiane coming in, another member of the Foodie Squad. Hey, girl, what is up? Wow, we got all of the Foodie Squad in here today. I'm looking down here and I see Rick. Hey, Rick. Good morning, Miss Vicky. How are you doing? And Nettie, look, all of them are present and accounted for. Those are the emeralds. Those are the emeralds in the Foodie Squad. And I got to tell you guys, that's pretty impressive that you guys were up there like that. But anyway, good morning, Nettie. What is up? You're finished shopping? Tanisha, you go, girl. I'm finished shopping, finished this ironing. Okay, ironing. Okay. So you're finished shopping. I can't say that I'm finished shopping. Actually, I'm giving my kids cash this year, but I'm still shopping for my grandkids. I'm, of course, buying them toys and stuff. But, my grandkids are grown and also kids. So it's a weird thing, okay? Some of them want money. Some of them want toys. Can't cruise enough. I hear you, Nettie. Nettie says she can't cruise enough. Thank you for the answer to that question. Because you know what? Can you imagine burnout? I mean, just think about it. Do you think that you will ever cruise too much that at some point you will be like, okay, I'm tired of cruising. I got to take a break. Are you, Rick says, no burnout so far. I hear you. Charlie, morning, Charlie. Welcome in. We just started talking to Charlie about going on a cruise. Charlie wants to go on a cruise. So we're talking with her about that and trying to help her with that because, it's kind of hard to get started in cruising sometimes. So there you go. Happy Friday. Yes. And thank you for the purple hearts. Mickey, he's part of the Foodie Squad. Thank you for the purple heart. I've got on a somewhat purple short shirt. I don't know what happened to this shirt. I think it was a purple when it started out. My washing skills. That's all I can say. I finished shopping this morning. Darn autocorrect messed up my first comment. I love autocorrect, right? You don't even know what you're saying. You've already hit the enter and you're like, oh, that's not what I was saying. And then sometimes it says definitely the wrong thing. I hate when that happens. Oh yeah, it can be embarrassing at moments. Embarrassing. Stopping to say hi quickly. Mickey says going to bed, working later. Blessed day. Thank you, sweetie, for stopping in, though. Oh, Mickey's so sweet. But thank you so much. Everybody speaking. I do not cruise enough to burn out. I'm not interested in entertaining such craziness. So you can imagine the weird discussion we had when he told me he was burnt out on cruising. And I was looking at him thinking, okay, I guess that's a possibility. But I think what it is some people want to do other things. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. I don't know. Anyway, I never could say that. Hi, Trouble. Yes, we see. How are you doing? I'm not even going to go again. I'm not going to do it. Okay. Nanny. The most we have done was a 12-day cruise. We were like at embarkation day. Man, I wish we had more time. Oh my God, that's funny. 12 days and you were already wishing for more days before you even got started. Now, that's impressive. Now, you guys like to cruise though. So there you go. And even though Jorge says that he's burnt out, he does like going to new places. And I think what's going on with us, and this is my fault. In fact, it's the reason why I haven't picked out my free cruise, y'all, because I'll probably have to take it with my grandson because my husband is at a point now where I think he really wants to do other places. And you know how cruises tend to go to the same place. Now, we might take an Alaska cruise. It could happen. He keeps saying he might go on an Alaska cruise, but I don't really know. It depends on what my free offers come up. I hear that I may get better free offers in 30 days or the 30 days or whatever. I'll start to get offers. So we'll see what happens. If there's an Alaska cruise in there, we might do it for free. That might be pretty cool. Anybody got any good suggestions for who I should take? What kind of cruise I should take for Alaska? What cruise line? Life with Tanisha says, last cruise was my longest cruise, 9 days, and I could have stayed another 9 days, 310 days until I cruise again. Burnout is not likely to ever happen to me. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you that's my thing. I want to take a long cruise, like a journey cruise as they call them. Josiane, I will message you later. I will. Okay. Nettie's messaging you. Okay. So look, Mickey's been a member for 4 months. Yay! That is freaking awesome. Oh, I'm doing it wrong, y'all. It helps to be able to do the right stuff here. But let me do the media. So it's much easier to do the media than to try and do that. I tell you what.
Yeah. Foodie time. Yeah.
Crispy wings, sauce dripping slow. Stacked up high like a full cargo. Crunching loud, yeah, the flavor show. Midnight cravings, gotta let it go. Late night feed, tables alive. Fortune 9, the hunger vibes. It's foodie time, it's foodie time. Flavors popping, taste divine. Bite by bite, can't decline. Foodie time, yeah, foodie time. Eat a slice, greasy on my hand. Taco truck, eating where I stand. Sweet and spicy, the perfect man. One more bite, I'ma take that chance. Fridge like glum, midnight crime. Snacks be called, that's the sign. Chocolate dreams, sour lime. It's foodie time, it's foodie time. Flavors popping.
Any excuse for us to dance, right? So thank you, Mickey, for being a member for 4 months. You rock, okay? I do not own an ugly Christmas sweater, Tanisha says. I need one for tomorrow. About an ugly Christmas. How about ugly Christmas T-shirt to wear? Oh, you bought an ugly Christmas T-shirt to wear. That is the best I can do. Oh, yeah, well. It's kind of funny because, it used to be a thing, I think. I don't know. My mother and my stepmother both bought me as ugly Christmas sweaters. And when my mother got it, I really didn't understand. And I didn't know how to tell her, this is an ugly sweater. And then I wore it. And then she says, oh, I see you wore your ugly sweater. And I was like, okay, you knew it was ugly and you gave it to me. But that was back then. That was back in my 20s. And I did not know what an ugly sweater was. 10:45. Okay. Danny's part of the Foodie Squad. Hey, Danny. Annie, she's also the supermod. Welcome in, my friend. 10:45. Okay, 10:45. Hi, Natty. Everybody's speaking to each other. Werther's original candy. Love some Werther's. Okay, it's very warming. I don't know how else to say that, but anyway. So, have you ever got burned out travel? Yes, we see you travel more than anybody I know, and I just want to know, you, as much as you cruise, do you ever get burnt out? Nanny, no gifts over here this way. They will get over it. My kids have a grandma. I love it. But anyway, yeah, my kids are not kids. They're grown people. I give them money just as kind of a, okay, spend some money on yourself, but they probably spend it on their kids. You know how that goes. And I don't know what to say, but my grandson, my oldest grandson, is old. He's 28, 28, 29. He's 28, I think. Okay, I don't know. He was born the year I got married, so I should be able to remember this, right? Tell you what, anyway. Yeah, he wants cash. I'm sure he does. He hasn't asked for it, of course. He'll take whatever I give him, but it's kind of nice to be able to give him a little bit of change to spend during the holidays. No burnout, Mickey says. I know, right, Mickey? Mickey, go to bed. I just realized, wait a minute, go lay down. You got to work later tonight. I don't want you to stay up. She loves being involved in the conversation, but girl, you need to get some rest before you have to go into work. Fuzzy Adventures. Hey, DJ. Hi, everyone. What is up? Welcome in, my friend. Welcome in. Sometimes Fuzzy comes in as New Horizon. So you guys probably don't realize that the DJ for New Horizon is also DJ for Fuzzy Adventures. Hashtag grow. He has 2 channels. Good morning. Hi, Pitts. Camille. Good morning. Part of the Foodie squad. There's my friend Camille. Hey, Camille, I was on your live when you turned it off. It was sort of funny. I had just said, okay, I'm here. And then you turned it off. I saw you turning it off. I've watched the whole thing last night. Well, I should say the whole thing played last night. I didn't watch the whole thing last night, but you know what I'm saying. Good morning, chat. Travel, yes, we see. I never approach any sort of burnout because I will not be outdone by 20-somethings. And party the night away. Rarely in bed before 2 a.m. You go. I mean, oh my goodness, that is hilarious. But yeah, don't want to be outdone by a bunch of people wet behind the ears, right? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They're out there partying and partying and partying. But the next day they're asleep. You know that, right? Which is what I laugh about because they always plan this stuff for, younger people on these ships. But the younger people, a certain age, they like to go to the club. They want to go party and dance. And hey, everybody felt that way, I guess, during that period of time. Linda Tolman, good morning, my friend. Linda, I assume you're on today at 1 o'clock. Linda comes on at 1 o'clock and does her crafting. And also my buddy Ryan will be on at 11:30 doing the Fish Tank Live on Ryan Parker Studios. I love that song, Camille says. It is a bit of a dancer. Speaking of songs, I need to put on my little group cruise thing right now. Let's do that real quick. Okay, I've made this thing and now I get to play it.
The moon is low, the stars don't blink. The night feels heavy like it's trying to think. Every breath a question, why not near? I call your name but it disappears. I wanna see you again. Feel the fire like back then. I wanna see you again. Baby, make this autumn bend. Raindrops hit the pavement slow. Each wanna beat to the love we know. Your shadow lingers in the glow. Why'd you leave? Why'd you go? Can't escape it, no I can't. This feeling like a chance. I wanna see you again. Feel the fire like back then. I wanna see you again. Baby, make this autumn bend. The city hums a quiet tune.
So, Trouble Yes We See says, I don't understand people who get in their 40s and 50s and kind of give up as if the nightclub is off limits. But on Celebrity, old people dance and party. Sounds like my kind of ship. Celebrity is carnival for old people. You know what? I noticed that old people dance on Carnival too, but that's a whole nother story altogether. But Celebrity does seem to be very into the party scene. And we've not been on a celebrity cruise. Maybe I need to take him on a celebrity cruise. I think he needs one though that is going to places, new places, and I think Celebrity does go to different places than Royal does a lot of the time. So I don't know. Now check into that travel. That sounds like fun. Daddy says I start work at 10:45. Okay, see, you had to give me a vowel. I didn't know what you were saying, girlfriend. At 10:45 to 3 p.m. Homebody Trish, hi girl, welcome in. Okay, how are you doing, girl? I tell you what, we are glad to see you this morning on Foodie Time. Be sure to leave a hashtag grow and show us your link so that we can go over, and I've already checked you out. We're subscribed. But if you type hashtag GROW, Nightbot will show your channel to everybody and they can see what an awesome homebody Trish. You wait till you see her stuff. She's got some pretty good stuff on her channel. Good morning, Josie and Linda saying hello to everybody. Pitts Life, this old person don't give up. Travel, yes, we see. Me and my husband, they get out there and they do the doggone thing. Yes, they do. Dance, they go to the club and dance on the cruises. Hey, you need to go on and do it. I mean, what you got to lose? You don't know them people. Go out there and shake a little bit, okay? Ryan says, hi, sorry I'm late. Was on a difficult call for work. Dude, we understand. We know that you're working and lurking. And I was just talking about you. Talked you up. I saw you just as I was getting off the line, Vicky. I said, hello, Vicky. But by the time, I guess I missed when you said hello, Vicky. Thanks for being here. But I don't think I didn't see it. It's funny how that happens, right? Just a little bit off in our timing. Couldn't hear you during ad. Oh, no. Uh-oh, look at here. Look at here, Linda Tallman. Foodie Squad. Hey, you know what this means, don't you? It means I get to play another media asset, Linda. You know. Linda knows that I just love playing these things. Okay.
Neon lights, they paint the air. Shadows move like they don't care. The bass is low, it grabs my chest. This night won't let us rest. Hands up, hands high.
Welcome, Linda. Listen, Linda. I love it. Linda, yesterday when you was doing your crafting, you guys crack me up when you're doing your crafting, especially when you and Denise are together for book crafting, because I'm trying to follow both of you. So I'm on both channels, okay, and I'm hopping back and forth. And somehow, I don't know how, but I miss parts of the conversation. And when you're talking and listening and you're missing part of the conversation, sometimes it just doesn't even make sense. So y'all were just all over the place for me yesterday. And that teach me to try and watch both of y'all at the same time. I don't do the clubs, Nettie says. I listen to the live music in the atrium, girl. I do both. I do it all. Everything that has to do with music, I do it. If you are ever on the NCL Bliss, catch Siglo and or the Temperature Band. They are excellent. Okay, haven't been on NCL lately, but we'll probably check them out when they give me a free cruise. If that ever happens, okay? I don't know if that'll ever happen. Although solos on NCL tend to be pretty cheap. I might do a solo on NCL. I don't know, Nettie. Hey, might have to do it. Okay, you guys, it has been a very fast day so far. We're almost at 10:30, and I'm sitting here thinking, okay, since I don't have the video made yet, I'll probably do it this weekend of the banner for 2027, the group cruises. I got to do another song. Wonder what song I should play. Do you guys know what song I should play for my next group cruise advertisement? Would be something interesting. Okay, we'll have to think about that for a minute. But my next song for that. Okay. Hey, it's Harjareen. Harjareen's part of the Foodie Squad. How are you doing, Harjareen? Welcome in. You know, this is YouTube testing me to see who, if I know everybody by their handle name, because it throws up handle names and that can get a little bit confusing. Pink hands, pink hands. Try to get celebrity to match your royal certificate. That's a possibility. I also need to get them to match my diamond status. That would be good too. But maybe I can do that, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that's a good suggestion, Travel. Texas Cruiser, are you guys talking about me? Turning 70 in April. Wow. Okay. I feel like I'm a young man. Me too. I'm not turning 70 in April, but believe me, it is really not that far in the distance. Anyway, turning 70. Wow. You don't seem 70 though, Texas Cruiser. I don't know. You seem like you're about my age, but I'm not much younger than that. So. Hey, Winston, good morning. Vicky, good morning. Welcome in. Twisted Nerves. How are you doing this morning? Good morning, everyone, he says. Okay. Twisted Nerves painting. Okay, so we got Linda saying, LOL, when I watch two people who are on together, I'll have one on the phone, one on the computer, and mute the phone so I can hear it, or I get lost to hopping. I had one of you on the TV. That's what really messed me up, probably. Because when I put people on the TV, from my TV is a little bit slower, I think, than my regular computer. Sorry, y'all, I need a tissue and it's not coming out. Okay. I need, when I have some on the TV seems to be a little bit slower than the computer. So that messes me up. So sometimes I miss stuff if I'm going in between looking at stuff. It's weird. I'm going to have to do it the way you're doing it. And that's not easy to do when you're doing a bunch of stuff at the same time, While I'm watching at 1:00, usually I'm also doing other things because I'm working on getting Dad's clothes together for the Goodwill and stuff like that. So I've been bringing bags and bags of suits and clothes and everything, and then sorting through them and putting them in bags together, stuff that matches and stuff like that. It's nothing worse than giving away stuff, and then you have the suit pant over here and the suit coat over there, and they don't really, see that, wait a minute, this pants go with the suit coat. I don't know why I worry about stuff like that. My dad was very particular about his clothes, and going through his clothes has been really hard, okay, because it makes me think about him as a person. He was, he was a military guy he was a lifer, so he was in the Air Force his whole life. And then afterwards, he was a financial planner. So he always wore, he was always dressed perfectly, groomed perfectly. He was always concerned about being properly groomed. He was taught that at an early age in the military, and he has hundreds of suits. And I'm not talking like cheap suits. These are really nice suits. And the whole time that I'm going through here, all I keep thinking is this was his prized possessions. Now, of course, when you die and go to heaven, you can't take suits with you. You don't need suits anymore, okay? But it made me think about all the time that he has collected all these clothes over the years. Just weird thoughts like that. And it also makes me think I need to get rid of a lot of clothes. I don't want my kids to have to worry about my clothes when I pass. I don't know about y'all, but I don't want them to have to go through all that. It is really hard. And I said something to him about it too last year. I said, Dad, why do you have all these suits? He had lost a lot of weight. He could have wore them suits if he wanted to. Most of the suits were extra, extra large suits because he was a big guy, but he wasn't a big guy by the time he passed. So that's kind of crazy. Hardreen says, I am doing well. Good to see you. Hardreen's been losing weight and losing weight. Her and JC are disappearing. And Joe, they're all just disappearing off the scene. So there you go. But my question to you, Hardreen, is what'd you do with the clothes? I know that you have a bunch of clothes now that don't fit anymore. What did you do with the clothes? Good morning, Winston. Okay, y'all. Uh, Winston says, I was just captioning my latest short into a bunch of languages. Wow. I haven't, I want to be able to see what it looks and sounds like. You know what I'm saying? I want to see it. I'm going to have to figure out. I guess I'll go to a guest account and look. Well, if you're not in that country, though, I don't know. That seems kind of weird. Really kind of weird. I don't know, but you probably know how to do that. So, Nettie, member for 4 months. She is part of the Foodie Squad. Happy Friday. Yes, let's do it again. Yeah, 4 months, y'all. 4 months. I've had memberships for 4 months. That in itself is amazing to me. And y'all have been members for 4 months? Wow. Thank you guys for all the support and all the stuff that you guys do to help out this channel. Appreciate y'all. I'm trying to get some stuff together. We're going to have a members only live. Not sure exactly when, but the holidays is throwing things off a little bit. But the weekend is still an open possibility for a nice members only live, to kind of thank the members for all their support and everything that they do. Means a lot, means a lot. Travel Yes We See says Carnival is also Carnival for old people. Yeah. Sometimes when I see people's videos, I just crack up. Angie has one. I can't remember when that was exactly, Angie, but you have one that you have a bunch of people. I mean, you got a lot of shorts that are really good, dance shorts of people out there on the Lido deck. But there was one, and I was noticing that the people out there may be a little bit older, maybe even older than me. Was funny. Anyway, thinking about it, I'm glad people get a chance to let loose and let it all out. That's why I say it's hard to get burnt out on a cruise, unless, of course, you've let it all out and you just have nothing else to let out. I guess that can happen too. Doesn't help. We are pure chaos. Y'all are not chaos. You guys do a great job. You really do. But the chaos is fun, Linda. Winston is a sweetie pie. The chaos is fun, though. You also might want to get Carnival to match your Royal certificate, which might enable you to get a lower price on your group cruise next year. Oh, yeah, the group cruise. People had said they had already received offers. I wonder if those offers have expired now. I keep wondering about that. I mean, it's so far out, you would think that they would still give me some more cruise offers. But yeah, I've already booked it. But, final payment has not been done. It's not till November 16th. So it could happen. And I was thinking about that. They have an online match process. Okay. Yeah, it could happen. I'll talk to my travel agent about that. I am my travel agent. I'm just being silly. Anyway, Fuzzy says, I have a few new videos out on this channel, everyone. Well, definitely put out your channel link so that we can connect with you, dear. Team Maximize Perks. I agree. You need to maximize perks. Cruising is not cheap. I don't think it's been cheap for a long time. People are going, well, it's getting really expensive. Ever since the pandemic, it has been extremely high. And, I can remember when I first took the first cruise right after the pandemic, it was the Freedom of the Seas. And Jorge and I were talking about how cheap the ticket was compared to the last one we had bought. And there was nobody on the cruise ship, and that's the reason why. There was nobody. Everybody was still a little bit too timid about getting on the ship, but we enjoyed it, or at least I enjoyed it. He complained that there was no people on the ship. Now he's complaining there's too many people on the ship. So I guess there needs to be a happy medium for him. So Hardream says, I gave them away in 2023 when I lost 96 pounds. I bought a bunch of clothes that I did not wear then, so I'm wearing them now. I bought nothing but activewear on purpose when I gained the weight back. Wow. Okay. 96 pounds. Ooh. Hi, everyone. Headed to work. Okay, Danny. Well, thank you for coming in for as long as you could stay. That was sweet of you to come on by. Have a good day, Danny from Winston. Crooked Peach, I was just talking about you to one of my friends, not on YouTube, because I got a phone call this morning from one of my friends, and she was talking about, she's thinking about doing a garden and this and that. And I said, there are people on my channel that come in the chat and talk about stuff, and they have really great gardening channels. I was telling about you and JC, and I was just thinking, I said, I really need to do a better job of referring people from my YouTube community to friends of mine in my real life community. Okay. This is real life community too. I don't know why I said that. It's kind of funny. When you think about how much time we spend in YouTube, why I would even call the community outside of YouTube the real community. Y'all know which community I spend all my time in. So there you go. So that's kind of funny. But so I talked you up this morning. Hi, darling. I'm in the bushes. Okay, you're in the bushes. Glad to see you. She's part of the Foodie Squad. Here we go. Some hearts. You can't see them, but I just gave you some hearts. Daddy says, thanks. I'll be here until I get there. Okay. Well, we know you're a working woman. So have a great day, Danny. Nettie says, I think they want to hold on to the memories. Yesterday, my mom had me pull out a pair of heels and said, I can wear them again one day. Mom? She's 91 and we are slowly cleaning out her closet. If I had been thinking about it, I would have started cleaning out Dad's closet. But it's a funny thing. But when you move something in his closet, he would notice you moved something in his closet. So I don't know. I was like, okay, I got to figure out a way to get all these suits out. I'm about halfway through the walk-in closet. Yeah. It is just too crazy. It is too crazy. I said Independence of the Seas right after cruise restart. Oh, I sailed Independence of the Seas right after the cruise. They capped the capacity at 30%. It was weird. It felt like you had a private cruise, didn't it? Love that cruise with a small number of cruisers. It was pretty cool. I felt rich. I'll never forget. I had a whole giant whirlpool to myself on the Freedom. I was in there going, wow, don't have to worry about catching COVID in here. There was nobody in there. Okay. And I had kept walking by it, looking at it, thinking, wow, that water looks so great. And then when I got in there, the water was great. And not only that, like I said, it was like being in my own private giant whirlpool. I love those days, but I didn't like the pandemic before it, but I did love the low capacity. Peach, I started doing a bunch of carnivals. I don't know what that is. I started, okay. Oh, here you do it again. Okay, I started doing a bunch of carnivals during COVID. The ships were empty. The nightclub was still busy. Nobody was coming out. They were just partying together. That's funny. Peach. Yeah, the last cruise that I went on was, I think, the Elation. I thought it was the one I took to San Juan, but I looked at my past cruises with Carnival, the ones that they remember. They didn't get my first 10 cruises with Carnival. It's not on there. But yeah, and it was the Elation. So I was surprised because I told Lori I didn't think I'd ever been on the Elation, but I have not. But I have been on the Elation, and it was the last cruise, and it was in 2013. So it's been a while since I've been on Carnival, and I don't know why that is. I do know what it is. What happened is we started trying to get Diamond on Royal. We decided to make a conscious effort to they were offering 3 points for solo cruises, 3 points for junior suites, 2 points for everything else per night. You remember that? And that's when I decided, okay, I'm going to go on and do this and get Diamond. And that's why I didn't cruise on anything else during that period of time. Winston says, I was just capturing my latest short into a bunch of languages. Wow. Okay. Okay, I'm going to play this media asset. Danny is at work. She's saying bye. Bye, Danny. Kathy from Travel Geek Trips is in the car. We'll run the live back. Had to go to work early. Hi, chat folks. Okay, so back to our discussion about burnout. So here's the reason I asked this question is because I have a dilemma right now. I think my husband is going through a thing where he really doesn't want to go on cruises. And of course, now I'm finally beginning to get free cruises. And how sad is that I got free cruises? Now, I don't think I'm going to have much trouble talking anybody into taking a cruise with me for free. I'm just saying. I think my grandson has already said, me, pick me. And I should take him. He didn't get to finish the one that he started, his only one. So we'll run she said we'll run the live back. Oh, sorry. Travel says, if it's been since 2013, then you will probably get a match based on your royal certificate for either Carnival, Princess, or Holland. I would love to try Princess. I've never been on Princess. Everybody talks about how wonderful it is. I'm thinking I might do that. You know, I can do a travel agent thing if I finish my training in Princess. But you're right. I could probably match my certificate to them too. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We have a cruise next month. So we have to take the cruise. If we don't take the cruise, we lose our points, which is really sad any way you look at it, y'all. Losing your points, we wouldn't lose our points. What happens is, and this is so crazy. Okay, when we first got the Virgin Voyage cruise, we bought it for 187,000 points, 186,000 points. Then we couldn't take that cruise, so we had to hold on to the points until another cruise came open that we could take. And the next one to come open was close to that price was 195,000 points. So we had to add some more points to it to be able to take it. And I'm afraid if we don't take it this time, we'll end up, paying well over, 200 and something thousand points for the cruise. And this is a 5-night cruise. It's not even a 7-night cruise. And what's sad is I can get a Virgin cruise for half price on MGM slots. So, I just as easily keep all them points. So now I'm thinking, should have probably kept the points and went on and waited for an appropriate Virgin Voyage to pop up for half price. Yeah, half price. If you're playing MGM slots, which is free, you don't have to pay any money for it. and you get 100,000 points, you can take a Virgin Voyage for about half price, which is about $1,400 for a cabin. And when I say cabin, I'm referring to a balcony cabin. Okay. So there you go. Anybody who's wanting to take that can easily do it by just playing the slots. And on MGM slots, you can even put it on autoplay. You can set it on autoplay and it'll automatically play the slots for you. That's about as lazy as you get right there, y'all. That is definitely a trick right there, I tell you. Uh, so Travel says, once Jorge hits Havana Bar on the Excel class ship, he will be in heaven. Unlike Royal's Latin bands, Carnival's goes full throttle. Not the same old Besame Mucho. And those other playlist songs we all know. Well, they did pretty good on Freedom. I'll have to release some of those shorts. I thought they did pretty good. Some of the songs were songs that I wasn't familiar with, and they were pretty up-tempo. So I have to give kudos to them. I did like the fact that they tried really hard to get those people up to dance. And Kathy would tell you, they did a good job. A lot of people were dancing. A lot of people were standing around outside Boleros kind of watching. That's what I don't like about the small ships is on the big ships, they have the gigantic Boleros area where you can dance and like maybe 3 or 4 couples dance. On the small ships where they have the best bands, they have a little bitty area for everybody to dance in. So you're all crammed into one spot and there are people standing off in the area where you're walking through and everything else. So that part is weird. I think they need a bigger area for Boleros on the smaller ships. But, they didn't ask me. So there you go. They never asked me. Here's another media, y'all.
Get ready to bring sexy back. This February, it's Ryan's 50th birthday bash. 7 nights, 3 ports of call, 1 epic celebration aboard Virgin Voyages Resilient Lady. We will set sail out of beautiful Miami, Pate at sea, and we'll end up splashing around in the beautiful Jamaican waterfalls of Ocho Rios. Then off to beautiful Grand Cayman, where we will snorkel in the crystal waters. Dance till the sunset at Bimini's Private Beach Club.
Oh yeah!
Virgin Voyages is adult only. World-class dining, late-night parties that glow scarlet. This ain't a regular cruise, it's Ryan's 50th Bringing Sexy Back birthday cruise. Join the party February 7th through 14th, 2026. Reach out to Ryan and Melinda to book, or book with any travel agent you want. Just drop us a line to let us know that you're coming. We can do the swish and backside sizzle together. We'll see ya.
Wow. I see Ryan says he's really looking forward to this one. Of course, it's your 50th birthday. Great job, though, putting together such a great video. That video is freaking awesome. And also, putting together a great group cruise. That cruise is going to be awesome. It's also a Valentine's Day cruise, but it's Ryan's birthday too, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, Lori says, hello Vicky, sad day here today. They are removing my beautiful shade tree. It's a live oak. Oh man. When you say they, who? You talking about Orange Park, the city? Are they doing that? Or are you doing it? Or your subdivision doing that? Well, who is removing the tree? Did they have to remove it because it was getting into the lines or something? I'm not following why they're moving such a beautiful oak tree. That's crazy. Sorry, Lori, Angie says. Oh, by the way, Lori is also part of the Foodie Squad. All of the members are attending here. So Willie's not here, though, yet. So, look, I have to count Willie. But anyway. Oh, yeah, Ryan, that looks like it's going to be a really good cruise. I wish I could go. I'm telling you, that would have been really nice. I was hoping. I was like, please let it be in February. Lori said, listening and trying to catch up on emails and online stuff just in case they upset my power. Yeah, that's true. You got to be prepared, and great to think ahead like that. I bet you are, Ryan. Yeah, he is. He is really excited. Virgin, here I come. I already set up my meals, Ryan says, and I must say I did pass on the razzle dazzle. I got the butter chicken the last time I was on in Razzle Dazzle, and it was excellent. Look, and the melon salad, which is the same thing I'm getting this time, because my husband said the same thing. You know, they're feeling that vegan. I'm like, they have a secret menu, y'all. You can get the stuff on the secret menu. He got a soy burger last time and didn't like it. He doesn't like soy. Why did he get a soy burger? I don't know. Anyway, a vegan vegetarian restaurant is just not for me. So yeah, so I ordered the butter chicken, which is obviously not vegan or vegetarian. And they were totally good with giving it to me, and it was delicious. Just saying. But the best thing they have in Razzle Dazzle is the Razzle Dazzle cake. Oh, it's chocolate on vanilla on I don't know, but that cake was freaking awesome. Yeah, I don't even remember if I recorded it. I ate it so fast, but no mean hubby. Oh no. Okay, well then I don't know what to tell you, sweetie, because yeah, that's hard. That's really hard. How do you say to your hubby, what? It's me or the tree? Anyway, that's funny that it was your hubby. I mean, not that you're losing your favorite tree. Oh my God. They should move Boleros to the lounge and move the Deck 5 lounge to Boleros. I said the same thing, Travel, because I was on one of the ships that moved it to Star Lounge. Well, what ship was I with? I think it was the Mariner. No, Mariner. It was one that doesn't have Boleros, I think, and they had it in the lounge, and I thought that's perfect on the smaller ships. I agree with that one. See, they should have asked us to plan it, dude. Willie, you just made it. It's almost 11, but you know what? I know that you are in Arizona time, so I understand that. It's 8 o'clock or almost 8 o'clock in your time. He says, I'm here, member for 4 months. Hey, man, how you doing? I'm so glad you made it. I've already played, I think, all of the media assets I have. But you know what? That's okay. You know, that is okay. We'll play another one just for you. Okay. Just for you, dear. Just for you. Let's see what we got here. Oh, okay. We'll do this one.
Yeah. Crispy wings, sauce dripping slow. Stacked up high like a food cargo. Crunching loud, the flavor show. Midnight cravings, gotta let it go. Late night feast, tables alive. Forks and knives, tonight. The hunger vibe. It's foodie time, foodie time. It's foodie time, foodie time. It's foodie time, foodie time, foodie time, foodie time.
Yeah, we didn't play that at the top of the hour today, so I said we'll go on and play that one. Anyway, okay, dear. Well, I'm glad you're here because we were just talking about cruise burnout. And, you know, you haven't been on a cruise probably for a while. I don't know. But do you ever imagine how anybody could get cruise burnout? Every time I think about it, dude, I just like, what? You're here. Lori, thank you for the hearts and thank you for, it didn't happen. Thank you for the purple hearts. I appreciate you, dear. But I'm sorry to hear about your tree. That is just sad. And my husband wished that one of them was gone and it fell down. What is it with guys and trees? I just don't get it. Anyway, Ryan says we did all of them except Razzle Dazzle with 2 times at both the wake and the Gumby. Jorge likes the wake too. Okay, he likes the wake. Now he is about the food on a cruise. He likes the destinations and he likes the food. The rest of the stuff, he's just like, yeah. But anyway, the wake had some excellent excellent steak. I enjoyed my steak there. And the gunbei, I hate having to tell people I can't do pork because, they're throwing those pork loin belly thing, whatever they're called, on there and stuff for everybody else. And I'm like, I can't do pork and Jorge can't do seafood. So they didn't know what to do. And they could have just thrown shrimp on there for me and pork on there for him and just made sure they gave us the right dishes. But, that was just confusing, I guess, to them. I hate telling people, I can't have this and this and this, but it's either that or suffer through the rest of my trip. So there you go. But yeah, my favorite one is pink agave, the street corn. Yeah, I'm gonna try and hit all the food. We'll see. Let's see how well I do with the food this trip. I'm gonna try and hit all the food because last time I didn't do a good job. I was too busy eating, and it was my first time on Virgin, so I didn't record the food very well because I was too busy worried about the food. That's one of them things. And I didn't even record the ice cream, lick me till I scream. I did not record that. And I had the best waffle cone, y'all. And I didn't record the free candy. And I had a bag of free candy. I was enjoying that trip way too much. That's all I can say. I was enjoying it. I did record the wings. You notice the wings are always in the outro because I did have the cognizance to record the free wings at the social. Thank God, But yeah, I did manage to get those. Willie says, I'm hiding while I quit coffee and cigarettes. No. I know you ain't gonna give up all your smoking, but I'm just saying, cigarettes? You're giving up cigarettes? Oh my God, even the funny cigarettes. Anyway, I'm hiding while I quit coffee. Quitting coffee. Are you gonna drink green tea? Will you be asleep all day long? Just tell me. I want to know. Okay. If I gave up coffee, y'all, I would forget to come on. I'm pretty sure of it. That's how that would go. Lori says the roots have taken out our patio pavers and crumbled the driveway. Wow, that's a real oak right there. When an oak takes over, it's not a good thing. Oh my gosh, look who's here! It's Jeremy from Hats on a Mission. Jeremy, hey man, I'm gonna give you all the stuff, okay? Be sure to connect with Hats on a Mission, a very good and very needed channel right now that helps people that are homeless to get hats. Jeremy is awesome. He crochets hats for homeless people. That is so cool. But anyway, thank you for coming. Be sure to leave your channel link so they can connect with you, okay? Angie. Willie's out in the almost desert. He's not in the desert. He's almost in the desert. I love Willie. Willie, if you can give up coffee, let me know how you did it because that ought to be interesting. Razzle Dazzle has the best waffle. Really? I haven't done the breakfast. I'm glad you said that because these are some things that have crossed my mind. Last time I was on Virgin, I did not think about breakfast. My husband likes the Wake's breakfast. The Wake does breakfast. But Razzle Dazzle also does breakfast. Dude, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change my Razzle Dazzle dinner to the test kitchen. My husband's going to fuss all the way through it, but we'll do it on the first day. He'll already be full because he would have eaten pizza, ice cream, free stuff from the social. So yeah. So I'll do Razzle Dazzle breakfast instead of going to the Razzle Dazzle dinner and do the test kitchen on the first night. So he'll be happy because he really didn't want to go back to Razzle Dazzle. And our food was a fail except for my butter chicken because the whole candied bacon, it was doing this. It was limp bacon. Okay. It was not crispy bacon. I didn't eat bacon. Of course, I can't eat pork, but Jorge ordered some and it just did not turn out well, y'all. That's all I can say. Lori says, when I found the house back in 2000, it was the trees that sold me. They will all be good. But you know what, girlfriend? Plant some more freaking trees. Don't plant palms though, because according to my buddy Ryan, they are very expensive to trim. But plant some more trees. Yeah. That's the good news is you can always plant another tree. Plant a lemon tree. Oh yeah, that would be Meyer lemons. Oh yeah. I love lemons, by the way. So yeah, plant a lemon tree, plant some fruit trees. Yeah. Do you have snakes? Just curious. Yeah, you might not want to plant some stuff, but yeah. Do you guys have snakes there? I know you have alligators in that area near Jacksonville. Are there a lot of snakes and stuff there too? I mean, I will be honest with you, Lori. I told Jorge about Orange Park when I saw your letter and it said on there you were at Orange Park. I said to Jorge, I said, Orange Park, that's near you, Jacksonville. And you know what he said? He says, yeah, that's not a bad area. Now, I had told you, he had said we will never move to Florida because it's too expensive. And then I go, well, he said that's not a bad area. What did he mean by that? So I asked him some more questions, and it seems that he believes that that area of Florida is probably about the only area of Florida we could move to because the insurance is not too high. The taxes are not too high. Do you agree with that statement, Lori? I'm just curious, since you would know. And don't tell me just so that I end up moving to Florida. Don't tell me exactly what's up, okay? Hey, Nettie and everyone in the chat, Lori said. Travel says, oh yes, the chocolate cake is good with the vanilla checker pattern. I tell you what, I love chocolate cake, no matter what kind of pattern it has, Travel. No cruise burnout here, Lori. And considering you go on the same ship most of the time, I'm amazed you're not burnt out. If you're not burnt out, I know I'm never going to be burnt out because, I end up going less than you guys do. But Lori, that was us. The tree was so thick between us and our neighbors, we did not need a fence. No drats. We can, oh, no. Now, drats, we can see straight to their backyard. Plant more bushes, plant more trees. Yeah. You guys plant evergreens. They grow big. Plant the Christmas tree evergreens. Then you have Christmas trees between you. That would be so cool. I hate that, Nettie. I hate it. After party, I'm going to do it for y'all. I'm at the bottom anyway, but I'm going to do it for y'all. Oh my God, I'm not at the bottom. I see Lori down there saying, yes, yes, yes. Tell Jorge, yes, yes. That's funny. Anyway, you guys hilarious. But yeah, let's do this. Look, see, it keeps jumping though, from 5 to 11 to 5 to 11. What is going on in this picture? I don't know what to think about it. I think that YouTube is a little off. I don't know, because it seems like more than 5 people to me. But yeah, now it says 10. Then it'll go back to 5. One time it went down to 3, and I was like, that's kind of weird. But but everybody leave at one time. I mean, so I think YouTube is having some difficulties. At least that's what I've decided, and I'm sticking to it. Lori says, tell me how it goes, Willie, and good luck. Cigarettes are so hard to quit. Yep, that's true. It is not an easy thing, but he also has an alternative. So yeah. Maybe I will try a breakfast. In Arizona, you can smoke certain things, and in California and places like that. I mean, the rest of us, yeah, maybe not. I don't know. Is Florida got recreational marijuana? Not that that would make any difference in the decision. Jorge doesn't smoke. And honestly, I haven't really tried. So, Ryan says, maybe I will try a breakfast, but I am not wasting a dinner. LOL, I want meat. Where's the beef? Too bad I don't have that commercial right now. But yeah, I agree with you on that one, dude. I need some meat too. I forget about it. Look, when I'm on a cruise, I want steak. I don't even want just meat. I want steak. And so when they said to me that, they were vegetarian, vegan, whatever, I was just like, you have no meat? And that's when they told me about the secret menu. But there you go. Lori, I've switched to tea, but I still have my one wake-up coffee because I'm not awake enough to decide on what tea I want. I have varying levels of caffeine in my tea. I like green tea. Limp bacon. Blah. Yeah. It was candied limp bacon. And look, the people next to us got some, and theirs was crispy and candied and all that other stuff. But Jorge's was an afterthought. He saw theirs and he wanted some too. So they brought him the limp one. And I was like, no, don't eat that. Anyway, I had a 5-in-1 citrus tree, Myers lemon, key lime, ruby red, grapefruit, and navel orange all in one. How the heck? How does that work? So they have a tree that does all of that at the same time? No. Okay, you've got to. No explanation is needed on that one. Yes, Jorge. I know, right? I did a test kitchen. See, if you came on the Unhinged, you'd be able to talk to him about it. I'm just saying. You would pull him aside and say, you know what? Orange Park is really nice. Travel, yes, we see. I did a test kitchen short last night. Already got a ton of views. Really? You know what? I didn't pick it the first time around because I kept thinking I will hear about this till the end of it. Jorge will be going, what are we eating? But I heard that if they bring you the drinks, now this is funny, if you buy the drinks that go with everything on the test kitchen, you will end up more than tipsy. It's a lot of drinks. And I was laughing because we can't drink more than 3 drinks anyway. So, and we've got, blue perks, we're matched. I think we're matched. I don't know if Jorge is matched or not. He tried to match. I don't know. I'm going to have to find out about that today too. Yeah, Virgin match. He keeps telling me he matched, but I don't think he matched, y'all. So we're going to have to make sure he gets his diamond match. Anyway, but yeah, test kitchen. Did you like the test kitchen though? Did you like it? Travel away from bad. I'm gonna have to watch your vlog. Away from bad crime, convenient to everything, lower taxes, no state taxes. Look, I'm gonna have to do a screen print right here. Okay. Command Shift 3. Uh-oh. Did you say yes to snakes? Girl. Okay, I think you just lost me. Okay, this is a thing. I live in an area where there are supposedly no snakes. I don't believe that. Okay, there are copperheads in Kentucky. Okay, they're poisonous snakes. I've not seen one, knock on wood. Don't want to see one. Don't ever want to see a snake of any kind. I am scared to death of snakes. Just saying. Have you seen a snake? Hello. Hi, Glenn. Hey, welcome in, Glenn. Be sure and type #girl before you go and show your channel. I appreciate you, dear. Welcome into Foodie Time again. She's dancing. That's her after party dance. It's octopus. I am frying shrimp and okra for Christmas. I'm coming. Sounds good. It is YouTube. Oh, Glenn, you know what? I don't know what's going on, but whatever. As long as they're still showing us, I'm good. But the counting is cracking me up. There's 11 to 4 to 2 to 4. It's like, what the heck? It's very discouraging. Citrus is hard to tend to because people around you canker took out ours due to bad homeowners. Okay. Yes to recreational. Really? In Florida? That would explain a few things, though. Our palm wasn't a tall one, but it was old when we moved in. We trimmed it ourselves. Okay. They graft on branches to a sour orange tree. I love oranges. I eat oranges a lot. I do. So I would love an orange tree. Oh, Mel's uncle used to do that. He had a citrus farm. Oh, ooh. Mel's uncle used to do that. He had a citrus farm, and what he did was graft a branch from each tree on the trunk of another tree. It it then will have multiple citrus on the same tree. Now, what's the advantage of having multiple citrus on the same tree? Fleming Island is growing like crazy. That's another story. People actually think they live on an island. Not bad snakes unless you are near water. LOL. Okay, I got you. Same here. That's where they are here as well. If you're near water, you can get moccasins, you can get copperheads. We have corn and black snakes pop in at times. I don't like black snakes. I know they're harmless, but a snake is a snake. I'm sorry. If I see it, My daughter had one outside her door in Gulf Shores, and she said that her and her roommate opened the door at the wrong time and saw it eating a frog. I know some people building a retirement home in Senegal. 200,000, 4-bedroom, 4 baths, guest house. I got the tour. It's beautiful. In Senegal, you don't cook. Same in the Philippines. You don't cook. You always have somebody out there to cook for you. So that's pretty cool. Travel says you don't drive, don't wash clothes. Housekeepers get $100 to $200 a month. Yep, that's the way it was in the Philippines. So that was pretty good. We had snakes in our chicken coop this summer and had to move them. Had to move the snakes or had to move the chicken coop. Any case, yeah. I didn't see any snakes when I lived in Indiana, but I knew they were there somewhere. And yeah, snakes, they are interesting. I don't like snakes. Anyway. So we're at the bottom, but everyone have an awesome weekend. Have a safe and Merry Christmas. Ryan says, we lost our orange tree to the same thing, Lori. It knocked out the orange and left me with the beta fruit that had citric acid, but no taste. Yeah, you're making monster fruit. No taste, but has citric acid. That is very strange. Okay. Bye, Rick. Have a great day, Rick. Rick is planning out some food for the holidays. That dude can cook, okay? Lori says, one, my neighbor called my hubby to remove a snake from his garage. That is my biggest fear. And Jorge leaves our garage open all the time. And all I keep thinking is one day I'm going to go out there and probably never come back out of that part of the house again. I decided I better get dressed and go over. I found them both with a stick. Anyway, look at you with your snake grabbing talent. Anyway, Floaty, Ryan, Lori. Peach popped in from the bushes for a minute to say hello to everybody. I got a paint pole with a roller attachment and removed the snake. Move the snakes. Oh, yeah. Snakes. Okay, well, that's the thing. We were toying with the idea of moving to Puerto Rico at one point. I mean, not moving, but like, vacation homing kind of thing, because at that time his grandmother was alive, his father was alive. His grandmother, his father, and all the rest of his family. But now there's no reason for us to move there. All I kept thinking about is there are snakes and stuff. I was outside trying to keep stuff from blowing away, Vicky. Yeah, I say it's a little bit windy, huh? It's a little bit windy. Hi, Meredith. I pick snakes up. Meredith. Yeah. How do you know if they're poison or not? And do you care? I mean, you've got chickens though. You guys with chickens, y'all got to protect chickens and this and that. Yeah, you're just making me sweat thinking about this. It's bad that I'm that afraid of snakes. My mother was too, and my mother was a gardener, so you can imagine. And she came from a farm area. So, I don't know. But anyway, Crooked Peach, I can't help it. I love all creatures. The first thing I did this morning before I even made coffee was release a stick bug into the outdoors that had gotten into the house. I do that too because, they're just stink bugs. They don't hurt anything. They just somehow seem to get into the house. I still ain't figured that out. I'll grab them by the tail and move them, but it was curled up on a towel in the corner. Their eyes, that's how you can tell if they're poisonous. Okay. Wow. So what do you do when you run across a poisonous snake? Yep. Okay. She says, we had a rattler as a pet when I was 6 years old. Oh, yeah, that's kind of cool. Their eyes. Snake eyes. I'll probably dream about that tonight. Anyway, I guess I've seen too many crazy movies. I told y'all the story. Maybe I didn't tell y'all about the story. I used to go to this fitness place called LSA, Louisville Athletic Club. And they had a theater where they put a bunch of exercise equipment in there, and it was in the dark. So, sometimes you can almost kill yourself trying to get to a machine and get on ellipticals and stuff like that. But one day I went in there and I was getting ready to get on the elliptical and something just told me to look up. And when I looked up, y'all, the movie they were playing was Snakes on the Plane. Y'all, I almost broke my neck trying to get out of there. I was so freaked out that I just ran out of there. And people who were standing outside of the theater area, because there was a door that let you in, they were all stopped and just looked at me. That's how fast I moved out of there. In the dark, almost killed myself because there were cords and everything all over the place in that place. I mean, they had them, strapped down and whatnot. But, whoo! When I run across a poison snake, I walk in the other direction. I hear you, girl. My mom was weird, like mother, like daughter. So she also felt the same way. The snakes like the mice in the chicken coop. There's mice in the chicken coop. That's the other thing I don't much care for, but I can deal with a mouse. I've seen mice. One time I opened up the trash can. This was about 2 years ago, and there was a little gray mouse at the top of my trash. He was a little furry thing. And I was just like, he probably said the same thing I said. Ah! True story, Floaty. I know they do like the mice. Okay, if you have mice, you probably have snakes. Well, you might not have mice if you have snakes, but vertical slit eyes, poisonous snake. You mean with the slit going down the middle, like in the middle, like there? How do we end up talking about snakes? Okay, that's my fault, right? Oh, anyway, pink hands for Lori Barber from Josiane. Okay. Vertical slit. Oh, I can see it too. Holy crap. The wind vortex out here are insane. Yes, the wind is crazy right now. So it's not as bad today. I mean, right now as it was this morning. This morning was blowing stuff around the deck. But I don't know. Wind goes in and comes out here. Let's not talk mice. I worked at Home Depot. Home Depot has mice. I'm telling you, you guys are freaking me out over here. We're at the bottom. We've been at the bottom a few times, but I haven't said much. But anyway, you want to talk about Mice Lori Tractor Supply. Woo, baby. Yeah, mice. Mice, they do. I used to live across the street from a distillery. Imagine that. It was bad. Okay. There were probably all kinds of snakes, all kinds of mice. I know there were mice. I don't know about the and rats and possum and all kinds of stuff. But I never gardened in that yard because all I kept thinking about is I don't want to find nothing. I don't want to see nothing. There were turtles crossing my yard at all times. Big old turtles. And the reason I know that is because the person I had hired to cut the grass, and notice I said hired to cut the grass, kept running over them. Turtles, why you run over a poor turtle? Pick the turtle up and put him somewhere else. I mean, turtles, come on now. If you ever wonder why they have cats at Home Depot, now you know. Cats at Home Depot? Okay, I guess maybe ours don't have cats. Don't have mice because they don't have any cats. They have a lot of dogs. People walk their dogs at our Home Depot. Same at Tractor Supply, Lori. Look close. It may not be a cat. Yeah, you guys are funny. Anyway, so we're getting off here because Ryan's coming up next with the Fish Tank Live on the Ryan Parker Studios. Ryan, be sure to leave your link. Fish. We're going to talk about fish. No more mice. No more mice. Yeah. That's hilarious. Anyway, anywhere there is feed or bird seed, there are mice. I agree. And that's exactly how the mice got into our situation because I like to feed birds. So I had bird seed. And it did not occur to me that the bird seed was leaking out the back of the bag. You know why, right? Hello. I stop and move turtles. I've seen that happen. I'm scared to get out of my car. I will do something crazy like block for a minute so the people don't run over the turtle. But, turtles move really slow. So I feel bad whenever I see a turtle crossing the road because it's just like the geese here. The geese are constantly crossing the road here. They're huge geese. They're like people walking through. Little people. And, you can't help but wonder how come it takes them so long to get across the street. They got long legs. I don't get it. But we always, make sure at the ponds, we make sure that people notice, go really slow because people fly through there and poor little geese catch it, man. I tell you. Anyway, y'all, it's been a great discussion about animals, how we got to animals from being burnt out on cruises. I don't really know, but the topic always seems to pick itself, right? Okay, y'all. Well, I'll be back on Monday. I won't be here on Christmas Day, obviously. Christmas Eve, I should be here. But anyway, you guys, you have a great weekend. Try and get all your stuff done this weekend. This is the last weekend. Got to take away food and water and shelter, get rid of unwanted pests. It's true. Peace and love to the chat. Have a lovely day. Have some eggnog or hot chocolate later. And think of me, LOL. Be cool and continue to be amazing. Nettie's a Chicago hippie. She's a piece of love. I keep the feed in metal trash cans. No mice. Yep, I found that out. No, your fault. You started with the snakes. It was my fault. All I said was, are there snakes there? And there obviously are snakes there. Lori. Okay, y'all. Have a great day. Stay out of trouble. Get your shopping done. Oh, have a great weekend. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting it's Friday. Get your shopping done. Get out there and have a good time. I got so much work to do this weekend, y'all. I don't think I'm going to enjoy this weekend, but I got to get some stuff, at least some cards to put the cash in, okay? I ain't buying no more presents. It's just not happening. So, Kayla, if you're listening, my daughter, yeah, expect cash. Yeah, and don't expect a lot of cash. Y'all are grown. Y'all should be giving me cash. Anyway, I will see y'all Monday. Yeah, I asked about snakes in Florida. I really did. Yes, it was my fault. It was my fault for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Waves crash loud, they don't say please. Yeah. I'm out here chasing salt and breeze beef. Yeah. Clock ticking fast like a heart in a race. But I'm still stepping in my own space. Anchors dry, but I cut the chain. Don't need no way, just my own name. I'm a runaway tide, I'm a rebel seed. No map, no guide, just wild and free. Sail away, sail away, sail away now. Let the wind take my bow wild. Turning back, no ground to stay. I'm gone, I'm gone. Sail away, sail away, sail away, sail away, sail away now. Let the wind take my bow wild. Turning back, no ground to stay. I'm gone, sail away. Sky splits wide like a vinyl scratch. Moon's the DJ light in my pad. Stars are the crowd, they twinkle and sway. I'm spitting verses while the night plays. The deep hum bass of the ocean below echoes my pulse, it's a live show. Every wave a beat, every gust around. Lost and I love it, it's my time. Sail away. Leave the past behind. Sail away. Storms can't cloud my mind. Sail away. Horizon's all I see. Sail away. It's just the sea and me. Sail away, sail away, sail away, sail away, sail away now. Let the wind take my bow wild. Turn